Hello, everybody. Alrighty then. So, with all that being said, today's Thursday. Um, so we're gonna give people a chance to come in here before we get going. I hope everybody's been having a good week. Now we're the second day of September. Um, for those who are already in here, if you can see if you can like and share the stream. See if we can get a oh um um Can we get some more people here to engage? That would be appreciated. Also, if anything here we talk about tonight grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. With that, as I said, we're just going to wait to see if more people show up. Um, oh, Before we get started here. Alrighty then. Let's see now. Here's the Woody Woodpecker Show. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Here I come to save the day. It's Mighty Mouse, he's on his way. Here I come to save the day. It's Mighty Mouse is on his way. Here I come to save the day. Let's see. So now we got another person in here. So, like I said, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So now we're at the 3 minute mark, or just past the 3 minute mark. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about what's on tap for tonight. So tonight being Thursday, it's usually the night we devote to Bleeding Fool's Indie Comic Showcase. So we'll be doing that. Also, time permitting, we might even add it in another story afterwards. And then, of course, we'll have the wrestling wrap up and, in this day meets history. So, with all that, why don't we go ahead and get right into it? Um, Maybe that's. Let's start getting right into the topic at hand, which is the Indie Comic Showcase number 246 here. Indie Comic Showcase number 246, Project Vigilante, Soul Tack Arise, and 21 Demons, article by Chris Braley, published yesterday. But we went over another article from Chris yesterday about how the failing mainstream comic industry is helping Comicsgate. So without any further ado, let's get into this. So, welcome back to another installment of Indie Comic Showcase, the weekly blog where we signal boost a few truly independent comics that are currently crowdfunding their projects, crowdsourcing their funding in some way, or just completely self-publishing on their own. Every little bit of support for these creators matters, from a single dollar pledge to the $25 bundle, and of course, the higher tiers are usually fun too. Even if you can't back a campaign or buy a book, you can share or tweet about these projects to your friends and followers, which we do our part here. Um, And I'll be doing that again in a little bit. Here we go. Here's JR. Hey, JR. Long hail Xenu and Xena. Long may they reign. And then all the emojis there. ah. All right. So getting into the article then here. Oh. On Indie Comic Showcase, we interview the creators, show off some art, and tell you how you can check out the product for yourself. Below, we have some outstanding crowdfunding campaigns this week for you to learn about, enjoy, and hopefully support by backing one or more of them. Thanks for checking these out, and for being the best part of Indie Comic Showcase. Let's jump in. So, 21 Demons: The Rise by Paul Roper. Let's go grab that information. Make it all caps in it. There's the Here's a link to this first story we're going to do tonight, or this first campaign we're going to look at. All right, so if you guys want to go check that out, 21 Demons: The Rise. Let's go take a look at and see what they have to say about it. So, Chris Braley, welcome to this week's Indie Comic Showcase, Paul. What's your elevator pitch for 21 Demons? Paul Roper, the prophecy of the 21 demons was hidden from mankind, but now Khan, the devil's soldier, seeks to raise the 21 demons and open the demon gate nexus and bring about the end of days. The forces of light are set to wage war to stop the prophecy from coming about. Let the hunt begin. Chris, so where did the idea for this comic come from, and what kind of readers is it geared towards? Paul, I'm a lifelong comic book fan with an idea that just grew. I think different varieties of readers might be interested due to the use of humor, history, and mythology, etc. Chris, let's get into the production a bit. How did you develop your style, and who else helped out on this project? Paul, I sat in front of some of the best and listened. The whole book was done by myself, some added color work from Ibrahim Aiden, and some editorial oversight by Weston Duggan Starr. The book will be completed by November and shipped soon after. So we're into November now, so you should be hearing more about this book coming up soon. If you guys are saying anything about this so far. All right. All right. So, anyways, we continue on here. Chris, are there plans beyond this book? More stories to tell? Paul, yes, planning to complete a series of 6 more issues, so 7 books in total. Chris, good luck on the campaign, Paul. Wow, so that was that was kind of quick. Not much to be said about that one, was there? But I do, as I said, I do of course have the if you guys want to check out that campaign, there's the name of the book and the link. If you guys want to go check that out. Um, anyways, getting ready to move on to the next book here, Project Vigilante by Jordan Nye. Check out the campaign on from the comic. So, try this one more time here. Page not found. That's interesting. Let me go down to the end of the article here, see if I can grab it from this end. I guess something. Well, we'll still go over, but apparently something's up with that particular comic for some reason. Oh wait, went too far up. A Project Vigilante by Jordan Nye. Chris Braley. Um, Welcome to this week's Indie Comic Showcase, Jordan. What's your elevator pitch for Project Vigilante? Jordan Nye. Welcome to the Devil's Playground, a city so full of violence and corruption the police dare not enter. Controlled by a ruthless gang, I guess it's supposed to say its residents. A little typo there. Adhere to a strict curfew for when nightfall comes, and the city belongs to them. The night is no place for the weak. After numerous failed attempts to regain control of the city, the government has commissioned a private organization of highly skilled individuals to eradicate the crime plaguing the city. Sounds somewhat similar to the Viper's Creed anime that I've been watching. Similar, not maybe exactly the same, but they have some similar elements between the two. Chris, how did you come up with the idea for this, and who is this story aimed at? Jordan, the concept for Project Vigilante was developed one day whilst I was drawing. I thought, imagine if the authorities no longer held the city I was in together. What would happen? Who would take control? Then the idea came to me. If being a vigilante was a paid job, what kind of individuals would apply for such work? What kind of skills would they have? Project Vigilante is a tooth and nail, action packed story due to its language and fight scenes it would suit mature readers. Yeah, it sounds similar to Viper's Creed manga anime. Kind of mercenary like vigilantes. ah. anyways. All right. So, anyways, continuing on with the article here. If anybody has, if you guys can, like and share this thing. See if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. Also, if anything we talk about here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and/or ask questions, and I'll try to do my best to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, anyways, Chris asks Jordan here, who is your creative team? Jordan responds, I am the creator and owner of Black Rose Publishing, a recently approved Diamond Comics publisher. We recently had our first book called A Place of Our Own, one shot, available to order for all UK, USA, and Canadian comic book stores via previews. And we plan on doing many, many more. The interior artist is Game Omo, a UK-based artist who has who has breathed life into our story with his striking illustrations. We look forward to working with him again on the next issue. Our colorist is Sean Lee, well known I think that's supposed to be in the comic book industry for his amazing colors and skillful techniques. Previously working alongside superstar artist Alan Qua, Sean has produced many striking colors for most publishers in the industry. The book is finished, and we are now just waiting Justin Birch to finish the lettering and put the final touches on what will be an extremely exciting read. We also have some amazing covers from superstar artists John Gallagher and Pablo Verdugo Munoz, who are both incredibly talented. And I'm sorry I can't get of course, the link for you guys for this particular comic, but I did message RJ about it, so maybe he'll have an answer. Right, anyways, look at this artwork here, pretty good. All right. All right. So, anyway, getting back to the article here, Chris, what are your plans beyond this book? Jordan, we are here for the long run. We currently, well, that should be a cat probably. We currently have the following titles in production completed and next steps to get them into your LCS title, LCS or local comic stores. Titles like The Hunger, Not Tested on Animals, Mecha AI, Freeman, and A Place of Our Own. Chris, good luck on those. Anything else you would like to share with our readers before we sign off? And then Jordan responds here. Having done quite a few crowdfunding campaigns over the last year, I have learned that independent comics and their backers are amongst the best in the industry. Not only is it great for the creator when a campaign gets funded, but it's great to see backers share in the excitement of making it come to life. When readers support Black Rose Publishing, you're not supporting a huge corporate publication full of editors, managers, and staff. You're supporting one person who is single-handedly bringing you unique, entertaining stories with some of the best illustrations on the market. My goal is simple: to make a great product and become widely known throughout the industry. Anyways, I do need to step away from the camera for a moment because I forgot to do something, but I will be right back. So while I'm gone, of course, I'll go ahead and put some music on for you guys until I'm done. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's see now. So, anyways, getting ready to move on to the next article here. Soul Tack arrives by Craig White. All right, so let's see if we can get his. All right, there we go. There we got his. What's this one called again? Soul Tack arrives. So there's the other book that we're doing. Soul Tack Arise. That's the one we're going over right now here. So, if you guys want to check that one out as well, feel free to do so. All right, so why don't we go ahead and get going on the article in here. So Chris Braley, welcome back to Indie Comics Showcase, Craig. Catch our readers up with what Soul Tack is all about. Craig Wright, Soul Tack is a high-intensity sci-fi adventure that takes place 6,000 years into the future. It's a story about a bounty hunter, a neo-samurai, and the fate of our solar system. Our band of misfits find themselves at the center of a galactic conspiracy and join forces to seek retribution against their conspiracy. Sounds a little bit like Outlaw Star. It sounds like got some elements of Outlaw Star and Angel Links in there. A couple of manga slash animes. Chris, where did the idea for this comic come from and made you decide to self-publish it? Craig, I've been a fan of science fiction and comics since the mid 80s. Soul Tack began as a novel back in 2005, and the idea I've been cultivating for over 15 years. In 2018, I decided to learn how to make comics by reading various books on writing and illustrating comic books. 2020, as a result of the lockdowns, I had the times and means to bring the story to life. So, what kind of comic readers is this suited for? Chris asks, and Craig responds. Soltac is aimed at comic book fans who enjoy escapism and the hero's journey. Um, Other properties that inspired this project are Star Wars, Star Trek, Planet of the Apes, Escape from New York, Seven Samurai, which has been done in various forms. Um, here in the States, it was called the Magnificent Seven and put to a Western motif. They also had an anime called Samurai 7, which is, again, pretty much of a idea. Let's see, Mad Max, Blade Runner. If you're a fan of science fiction, you will love Soul Tack. Chris, how would you describe your creative style? Craig, I am heavily influenced by 90s image comics. My style is highly detailed line art, um, dynamic panel layouts, vibrant colors. The handpicked, I handpicked the creative team for Soltec after combing through 300 portfolios looking for the most talented artists willing to collaborate with me. I usually look at two pages that sit side by side and picture the pages the same way as looking at a piece of real estate. I determine how much story needs to be covered in two pages, and I thumbnail and set up initial layouts. Let's see if anybody's responding yet or said anything yet here. No, just the stuff I've put up. Hmm. Anyways, getting back to the article here. All right, so let's see, where were we? Huh. Oh, okay. Gonzalo, the artist, and I then go back and forth, collaborating until we template the pages in a way that is dynamic, exciting, and tells the story in the best way possible. I am fortunate to have an awesome collaborative team where everyone is free to contribute to the creative process. Gonzalo Loyola is the illustrator and colors. Shane Quee, and I think that should have been a capital C there, but oh well. Handles the flats. Kurt Hathaway, an Image Studios legend, handles the lettering, and Red Valkyrie handles the editing and revise and offer suggestions on prose. I am Craig White, a 26-year military veteran and over 30-year fan of comics. Chris, so what's your production workflow like, and how far along is the book right now? Craig, in order to ensure consistency and reliability, and because we are a small indie production, my team and I have been consistently producing one page per week since March 2020. Each single issue consists of 32 pages, and we produce one issue per year. So far, we have successfully crowdfunded and fulfilled issues number 1, 2, and 3. Our current issue, Soul Tackle Rise, part 1 of 3, issue number 4, is 1932nd pages complete. So 19 out of 32 pages complete, I guess is what he's basically trying to say there. Complete line art. We will have 24 out of 32 pages with color complete and aim to have the current book ready for distribution by March 2024. Chris, what have you been learning from self publishing through the process? Craig, I have learned that just creating an awesome comic book is not enough. The marketing, promotion, audience building is equally as important as the creative process. Having excellent managing and social skills is essential. Reliability, quality, customer service, service promotion, distribution, um, production. You cannot afford to allow weakness in any of these areas. As a project manager, creator, writer, producer, promoter, it is important to have your hands in and a working knowledge of everything, but at the same time, does not behave like a tyrant. Nobody wants to work with a micromanager, and it is important to draw out the best qualities and an inspiration that encourage and foster ideas from everyone around you. Never limit yourself and always accept opportunities to improve. Let's see where we're at on time here and all that. Let's see. Oh, 36 minutes, so we'll probably go right. Let's see now. So, Chris asked, how many issues do you have planned for Soltac? Craig responds, Soltac, as I have the story in my head, is meant to be written in 9 single issues or a 3-volume trilogy. Um, My goal at this time is to see the complete Soltak story arc through to completion. Once I have all 9 issues complete, I intend to reach out to a publishing agent and attempt to get Soltak out into big store retailers if possible. That's great. Anything else you would like to share with our readers before we sign off on this week's installment of Indie Comic Showcase? Chris asks. Craig responds. Soltak has been an 18-year journey for me. The majority of the story was conceived of and developed in Afghanistan while on operations. This has been a dream come true for me to see something that started as an ideal in my head transformed into beautiful illustrations and colors for the enjoyment of backers. If anyone is interested in supporting Soltak, I promise to create the best story I possibly can, on time and at a high quality. My DMs on social media are always open, and I am truly grateful and appreciate every single backer. I could not do this without your support. Thank you. And a typo there. That's it for this installment. If you're a creator ramping up your own campaign or have a comic available for purchase online and you want to be featured in our weekly column, click here. And follow Indie Comic Showcase on Twitter at Indie Comics and reach out to them for more eyes on your crowdfunding comic project. Till next time, support Indie Comics. Oh, there we go. Let's see. So what time is it now? It's 39 minutes, 18 seconds. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good time to start moving things along. We'll probably get to wrestling wrap up. Of course, first off, in the wrestling wrap up, we have, of course, some WWE news. This weekend is Crown Jewel, in which the main event is seeing Roman Reigns defending the WWE and Universal titles against LA Knight at the event. This Saturday in Saudi Arabia. So on WWE Network this Saturday, as I said, the main event for Crown Jewel will be Roman Reigns defending against LA Knight. There's been some speculation they might possibly put the title on Knight here. It's not sure, because after this, Roman Reigns will not wrestle again here in 2023, and people have been very critical of the fact that he negotiated for a lot of time off. There are some people calling for him to drop the title long before WrestleMania, because some people claim he's not fulfilling his actual role as champion. But anyways, also on the Crown Jewel card, you have Seth Rollins taking on Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins will be defending the WWE World Heavyweight title. In a fatal 5-way match for the Women's World title, Rhea Ripley defends against Nia Jax, Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler and Raquel Rodriguez. Rey Mysterio defends the United States Championship against Logan Paul. John Cena will be taking on Solo Sikoa. Cody Rhodes will be taking on Damian Priest. And Io Sky defends the WWE Women's title against Bianca Belair. That's all that's going down at Crown Jewel this weekend. In AEW news, on last night's Dynamite, of course, among some of the results included opening up the show. Orange Cassidy retained the international title over attacked after the match by Castagnoli's faction mate John Moxley of the Blackpool Combat Club, setting up a match between basically a rematch between Cassidy and Moxley at Full Gear in a couple weeks here. Also, let's see, the Mogul Embassy with the help of Swerve Strickland, causing a distraction to lure Hangman Adam Page away. The Mogul Embassy of Brian Cage, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona regained the Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team titles from the Elite of Adam Page and the Young Bucks. After the match, showing his frustration, basically Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks really took off. And there is some talk of maybe some possible a possible breakup of the Elite here, as Page ran off, chased after Swerve. The Young Bucks, particularly Matt, is frustrated with where they've been going of late, and of course Kenny Omega has been involved in his own issues of late. Now, speaking of Kenny Omega, he and Chris Jericho were involved in a tag team match against two of Jericho's former disciples in the Jericho Appreciation Society of Daddy Magic Matt Menard and Cool Hand Angelo Parker. After winning the match, they were confronted by the Don Callis family, by Don Callis and three members of the Don Callis family, who challenged them to, in essence, what ended up being an eight-man tag street fight for a couple weeks at the Ontario Dynamite in Ontario, California. And Kim is here now. Let's see. What's your favorite Squidbillies, Jukies? I don't watch Squidbillies. I don't have one. Any updates on the Wendy Lee situation? We did kind of go over that last night. I did cover that article. Basically, the only thing new is that they just simply recast Lee as Yoichi. What's basically the big hubbub was apparently, basically now, according to Viz Media, they claim that there was a scheduling issue, and that's why Wendy Lee wasn't going to be recast as Yoichi, even though she had said she'd be interested in doing it. But what many commentators believe on that front is that it's more like they cast a Nairi in there for diversity's sake, got caught, and then Viz Media reversed course and, basically took Nairi out and put Wendy back in. So that's about the extent of it right there. But anyways, back to the wrestling wrap up here. We're talking about so anyways, for a match that's set up for 2 weeks from last night for the Ontario show, Don Callis basically challenged Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho to a street fight with the whole Don Callis family, comprised, of course, of Konosuke Takeshita, Powerhouse Hobbs, um, Sammy Guevara, um, and Kyle Fletcher, the most recent edition. Initially, they thought it was just going to be Jericho and Kenny Omega, but Omega reminded Don Callis that he has somebody on standby who will always be looking to come in when needed, and that was Kota Ibushi. And then Callis reminded, well, you got 3, we got 4. So until Jericho reminded everybody that he has an old friend in AEW too. And returning to action in AEW, no BS, Paul White. His music hits, and it's one of those OMG moments, OS moments, as Kyle Fletcher went up to try to confront Paul White, only for him to get knocked out by that very big hand of his. Set up for that match for a couple weeks here. Hikaru Shida had successfully retained the AEW Women's World Title over Will Nightingale, and they shook hands after the match. Only for Toni Storm to once again come out and try to for Toni Storm to come out and try to steal some of Shida's thunder. And I see there are a few questions here, so I'll try to get to these real quick. Let's see. Amberly Connors and Howard Wang are divorced or not? I didn't even know they were married. I mean, I do kind of know who Amberly Connors is. She's a voice actress. She's done work for both in LA and Dallas. Howard Wang, not as well known, but let's see. Can you explain what Comfort is? Well, no, because I've never watched that anime. Comfort anime. I'm aware it's an anime. That's the only thing I know. I haven't actually watched it. So, what's your favorite 2008? And I guess you had one up here as well. What's your favorite 2007? Again, in both cases, don't know off the top of my head. Right now. But anyways, getting back to the wrestling wrap up, of course. Back to the wrestling wrap up. So Hikaru Shida chased off Toni Storm, and as they'll be meeting at Full Gear for the AEW Women's World Title. And a lot of people are hoping that Hikaru Shida will get a nice long reign. Excuse me, I gotta go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, anyways, getting back to the, of course, wrestling wrap up here to try to finish up. So, after Sheeta chased off Tony Storm, the lights went out and then came up again, and you had Julia Hart of the House of Black getting in the face of Willow Nightingale, who had been previously misted by Julia Hart, but somehow didn't go crazy, much like Sky Blue did. Much like Sky Blue did. So, Sky Blue then came out and seemed to be like she was going to miss Willow Nightingale, her friend, and then turned around and misted Julia Hart instead. And then in the main event, MJF found 3 friends to team with as the AEW World Trios champions. The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn teamed with him to take on Bullet Club Gold, only for Bullet Club Gold to win the match and maintain possession of the world title. So, a lot of good setup for Full Gear in a couple weeks here on the 18th at the show here. And with the last bit of piece of news too to mention here. So this weekend, of course. So last weekend we talked a little bit about this, where Impact Wrestling went over to England to do a weekend tour last week, and they recorded the Turning Point pay-per-view. What will be the Turning Point pay-per-view last Saturday. That will be airing this Saturday on Impact Plus, and of course, Will Ospreay, who is currently on the verge of becoming one of the hottest free agents in the professional wrestling world, was highlighted on that tour. So, and Simon Miller of What Culture Wrestling fame, I believe, made his Impact debut during the tour. So with that, now we'll get ready to move on to, of course, with today being, excuse me one more time, I'll be right back here. All right. So, anyways, so today is Thursday, November 2nd. Let's see, 2023. So, why don't we go ahead and take a look back at this day in each history? History! Alrighty then. So, first off, heading back to 2005, which was 18 years ago. On this date in 2005, Volume 2, Issue 1 of Jonah Hex DC Comics went on sale on newsstands on this date 18 years ago today. The story was Giving the Devil His Due. It was 22 pages, written by Justin Gray, written by Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti. Art done by Luke Ross. Rob Lee did the lettering, and Jason Keith did the coloring. Anyways, on this date, back in 2005, Volume 2, Issue 1 of Jonah Hex went on sale on this date back in 2005. Excuse me one more time, I'm sorry. All right, so anyways, moving on to the next piece in each history here. As on this date, 10 years ago today, back in 2013, the final first run episode of the Looney Tunes show aired on Cartoon Network. So the final first run episode of Warner Brothers Animation's The Looney Tunes show aired on Cartoon Network on this date 10 years ago, back in 2013. And finally, on this date 5 years ago today, as of course we're talking about this year's crown jewel in a moment, 2018's crown jewel, 5 years ago today, took place at the King Saudi University Stadium in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The event saw, in the main event of the show, saw D-Generation X of Shawn Michaels and Triple H defeat the Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane. However, this was a seriously panned match. These guys, Shawn Michaels not being in the best ring condition, Triple H not being in the best ring condition. This was panned by a lot of people for main eventing this event 5 years ago. Also, Shane McMahon defeated. And then this was also had the World Cup matches going on, in which to open up the pay-per-view, Rey Mysterio defeated Randy Orton in a quarterfinal match of the WWE World Cup, as well as The Miz defeating Jeff Hardy. Seth Rollins defeating Bobby Lashley, who had Leo Rush in his corner, and Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre in his corner, defeating Kurt Angle in the last of the quarterfinal matches. You had the Bar members of Cesaro and Sheamus, the Big Show in their corner, defeating the New Day of Big E and Kofi Kingston, with Xavier was in their corner to retain the WWE SmackDown Tag Team titles. In the semifinal matches for the WWE World Cup that year, The Miz defeated Rey Mysterio. Dolph Ziggler defeated Seth Rollins. And then, of course, AJ Styles defeated Samoa Joe, renewing their classic feud for the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar defeated Braun Strowman for the vacant Universal Championship. And then in the finals of the World Cup, Shane McMahon defeated Dolph Ziggler. How that kind of happened, I don't know, but and on the pre-show, Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Rusev to retain the United States Championship. So that also kind of happened there. So with that, with that being said, so I thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow night, of course, our weekly look back at comic history is we will be. So I'll be joined by RJ Carter. We'll be looking back to December 1939, looking over Target Comics #1 Novelty Press. I look forward to introducing you guys to that world, as it were. So with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.